This is episode 83 of the Rise Up Podcast. We're a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. Our podcast is a weekly conversation that will help you think and grow in your faith. If you haven't already, subscribe today so you don't miss a single episode, and find out more about our show at familylife.org.
Facing a whole new day is a lot easier when you remember that God is in charge. You're listening to Rise Up on Family Life.
I'm in good company here. I know I don't need to ask to be excused for using a good pun. So what's some of your most motivational thoughts you've had? You know, you're just keeping the grass in order, but wow, sometimes that mowing time can be a spiritual time too.
Did you see what he did there, Terese? Mow-tivation?
Oh, yes. Let me break that down. See, it's funny because,
funny
never mind.
Because,
right, yeah.
You know, I'm going to be honest. I don't mow. Now, I have mowed, but it's been so long since I've mowed. And the one thing that I learned when I did mow, very briefly, was that mowing the lawn was like vacuuming, but outside.
Yeah, definitely.
Very much the same. You have to cover all of the surface at some point to make sure that you've gotten every bit of dust or every blade of grass. And so if I can share an observation from vacuuming, it's this. All right. First of all, we have two vacuums, and we're not fancy or anything. We had one for probably 15 years. And then when I got a new vacuum, the new vacuum became the upstairs vacuum. And then the old vacuum became the downstairs vacuum.
Sure.
And so my downstairs vacuum has a feature that my upstairs vacuum does not. It has a headlight. And I never realized how much I loved the headlight until I didn't have it anymore. Because oftentimes when I'm vacuuming upstairs without a headlight, I can't really tell if I've gotten all of the dog hair up. But when I'm downstairs and I have the headlight, boy, you see everything on the surface of that carpet, and then you can suck it up. And it made me realize how important the light is in our lives, the light of Jesus, because you can live your life. You can say, I'm a Christian, but you're not really living with the Holy Spirit, that light in your life. You're not going to see those areas of your life that need to be cleaned up. Wow. And so just the lesson that I learned from vacuuming, or I guess mowing's probably the same because you wouldn't mow in the dark, right?
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Unless you've got headlights.
That's true, you do.
Oh, boy.
But no, another comparison, though, with mowing and vacuuming, both of them are fine. Well, first of all, both of them are very satisfying because you get really nice, crisp lines when you're done. But also, the worst part of either of those chores isn't doing them. Once you're doing them, it's kind of fun. It's satisfying. It's getting the space ready first. If you're vacuuming inside, you got to pick up the floor. You got to do all that stuff. Get it out of the way so that now you've got a clean shot at vacuuming and you can get things done. Mowing's the same way. Backyard, you got lawn chairs. You got if you've left any tools out, if you're like myself, you have a dog with toys in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
Better pick them up first before you just lay into it and start just going back and forth and getting to enjoy mowing as a relaxing thing. But that does make me think about, the way I live my spiritual life. Can I just kind of throw myself at every given day? Just say, all right, here I am. I'm just going to do the day. Just see what comes and throw myself at it. Maybe, might work for me, might not. There's some preparation that might need to go in beforehand to get things in order before that job of living the day well and for God can happen. Maybe it's getting my priorities straight in my head first. Maybe it's starting the day in prayer or in God's word or whatever it is that I know I need to do the work first to get myself in the right headspace. And then I can proceed with the rest of the day because I did the work to put it in ahead of time.
Love it.
Say hi to God for me. It's the last thing Audrey says to me when I'm going out to mow the lawn.
Oh.
Because she just knows almost every time over the years when I come back in, I'll have spent that's a great worship time for me. It's a great listening time for me because obviously I'm not it's one of the few times, you guys will know this, that I'm not talking. You know, that's good. You guys might want to hang around me more when I'm mowing because I don't say anything. But so I'm listening a lot. And God has shared so many things over the years as I'm mowing the yard. It's interesting because you get those promptings when you're listening. You know, when you're listening for something. You're hearing a prompting. And there's been so many times over the years where I get a prompting of like, somebody's name will pop into my head. And I'm like, wow, haven't thought of that person in years. And the more I act on those promptings, I call the person or get in touch with them somehow. And there's been so many wonderful things where God prompts me to just do something in my life that I hadn't thought about or whatever. So it's a great conversation time because I'm out there for several hours doing that. And so it's a great time to spend with God for me. So, I don't necessarily, when I say look forward to, it's like, oh, got to mow the lawn today. But then once I get there and you're doing it, it's like it's such a wonderful time. And speaking of the promptings recently, because there's been so many positive things that came out of it, but recently, I was mowing the lawn, and I was in the front, and all of a sudden I see some guy from way down the street walking. It looked kind of unusual because he was carrying something. I couldn't even tell at the time. And as he got closer, he was carrying 3 laundry baskets, just filled with clothes. And I'm thinking to myself, that's unusual because the nearest laundromat's another 15 or 20-minute walk, and he was struggling with these laundry baskets. And so there was this prompting that came all of a sudden that said, go offer him a ride to the laundromat. And I'm like, no, this is my mowing time. It's my mowing time.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I just felt, I didn't feel like that was the time to do that. So I, passed back and forth, and there he was. He was getting, and now he's like right near my house, and he dropped one of the laundry baskets a little bit. So he had to sit there, and he's putting the laundry back in the laundry basket. And there it is again. It's like, go, not only do that, not only go offer him a ride to the laundromat, but pay for his laundry.
Oh,
I'm like, it's my mowing time.
Wow, God gave you a second chance even there.
I know. Yeah,
Wow.
there was a couple times. Guess what I did?
yeah.
I kept on mowing.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
I
Kept
hear
on
ya.
mowing.
I feel it.
So kept on mowing, and I'd like to say I didn't think much about it after that, but I did. For the rest of the time, a couple hours, it's like, you had the opportunity to really bless someone, or at least offer the blessing, whether he would have taken that, I don't know. Maybe he was just going 3 doors down to a friend. I don't really know. But the point was, God prompted me a couple of times. And when I get promptings, as you should too, it's like, okay, does this line up with the Word of God? Is it encouraging to someone? Will it help someone? If it lines up with all that, it's like, well, yeah, it has to be from God. It's all good. It's all good things. So I didn't do it. And then I finished the lawn, and hours go by and days go by. And to this day, it's been a few weeks, and I still think about that. I still think, ugh, I missed it. I didn't act on the prompting like I'd done in the past and seen positive. So yeah, I missed it. So God, please forgive me. And I know God forgives me but here's what I also know about how good God is, that He'll give me another chance.
Yes.
To do it.
Yeah.
So it's time to do the lawn again sometime soon.
I was going to say, your grass is still growing.
I know.
Steve.
I know. I'm going to be looking over. Okay, who now? What now? But, the point is those other promptings too, those other promptings were kind of easy for me because I was going to get in touch with someone I know.
Oh.
And so I've been doing that for years. And it's like, okay, I'm getting, I'm hearing God closer.
Sure.
I'm better. Now He gives me something out of my comfort zone, way out of my comfort zone. Ask a stranger to get in my car and drive. And it's like, maybe God's just expanding the promptings a little bit to see, do you really trust me?
Wow.
Do you trust me just in the easy things to do? Or do you trust me in the tough things to do that are only I can arrange? So, I'm looking for that next prompting that maybe is out of my comfort zone a little bit, but I know God will give me another chance. And yes, the grass keeps growing.
It does.
And I'll keep waiting for that question of like, what did God tell you today? That's what happens when I get back in.
Thanks for making us part of your morning routine. It's Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
I've been hoodwinked. I've been hornswoggled.
Oh, hornswoggled.
Oh,
Whoa.
things I thought were true. People told me this earlier in my life. Now I find out they're absolutely not true.
Oh, a hornswoggling happened.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm not going to let that go.
You know the thing about the taste buds on your tongue, different parts of your tongue
Yeah, different.
have different.
They register different tastes.
Not true.
Whoa.
Evenly distributed.
You're telling me I've been hornswoggled
You've been
too?
hornswoggled. The swoggled have been happening. All right. Okay. The goldfish. You know the thing about, they only have 3-second memories. right?
Yeah.
Not
No.
true.
More hornswogglement.
Exactly. Several months. Goldfish. Some goldfish have like several months of a memory.
Wow.
Bulls. The bulls attack. And
Kind in the China shop bowl?
No, the bull like in the pen, the horn. The cape that they hold up. You know what?
Okay.
The color. The
Right.
color they go after.
The red.
No.
I'm going to stop answering.
No, they're not red. They go after the movement. It could be any color. That's just okay.
Unbelievable.
And then, you lose most of your body heat through your head, which is why you have to put a hat on in the wintertime.
Yeah?
Not true. Any exposed area has equal amount, not just your head,
Man.
but everything.
Man.
Now, back to this goldfish thing.
Can you
What was that again?
remember?
They're morning people because they love mornings and people. It's Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
Tim, have you noticed that the longer you hang out with Steve, the more tempted you are to make inappropriate jokes at inappropriate times?
Hey, timing's
No
everything.
comment.
Timing's everything.
That's
right.
right, yeah.
Okay. So I'm in this online gardening group, and plant people maybe are more serious than the rest of the world.
Okay.
Most of the posts are people that are taking pictures going, do you know what this plant is? And
Sure.
sometimes it's weeds, and sometimes it's like, oh, no, that's a golden whatever pothos something. I don't know. And then people comment right away. And so this guy posts a picture of his hibiscus. And a few people comment and they go, oh, that's a hibiscus, and the Latin name and all that. And I try to be funny because, I hang around with Steve. And I say, how tall is your plant? It could be a lobiscus.
Now, see, there's good stuff right there. Right there is good stuff.
So the guy,
yeah.
the original
Plant
poster,
person.
he comments about 6 feet.
Oh.
So very literal plant person.
Right. And so I say, that was a joke.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I
And
get
then
it,
he-
yeah. And okay,
And
yeah.
then,
That's when it's good. That's
Yeah.
when it's good.
Okay.
but then he comments,
Yeah.
wow, that went right over my head.
Oh, that's funny because it's tall. I get a high.
And so then I replied back,
Yeah.
how tall are you?
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
We hope the rest of your day is just as much fun as this. You're listening to Rise Up on Family Life.
Call me odd, but I have a great idea.
Okay, odd.
Okay. Now, the presidential debates, and just the one the other day, for instance.
Yes.
But that's not the only one. There's other ones. that
Lots more coming.
Right.
little contentious, you might have noticed.
Yeah, people don't like it that they're mean to each other.
Right. I don't like
it's
that
not
either.
Nice.
Not
No,
right.
not nice.
Not
There has to be better ways to decide who should be a candidate for president. I contend, call me odd, but I contend that we should do something like have competitions instead of debates, like sport, like I don't know, remember dodgeball in school? That was a little contentious.
Oh, that's
though.
painful. I think that's
But
too
would you
extreme.
But would you watch?
I
Would you
I-
watch?
What
I
would you
might.
watch?
This is
I
the
might.
key.
Yeah, but here's what I think, though. How about
Okay,
this?
okay.
Just picture,
Uh-huh.
Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war.
Thumb war.
That's
right.
good.
I would watch that.
Yeah,
But
that's
they
the key.
They
That's
might
it.
not want to be holding hands or anything like that. What about no contact? They
Okay.
just do
Okay.
tongue twisters.
Oh, who's better?
I mean, how could you do that with a straight face after a while?
I'd watch that too.
Yeah.
That's the key. It has to be entertaining enough to watch. Presidential debates, no matter what party, you can be of any political party. It matters not.
Jim, Cheektowaga, New York. How about the dreaded stare down and you can't blink?
or smile or laugh.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you guys are getting it.
It would go over really poorly, the recap on radio, but
My name is Julie, and I live in Binghamton, New York. My idea is to tell dad jokes, and the first one to laugh loses.
Yay!
Well, that would set a precedent.
Oh, there's one right there.
No, Steve for president. You heard it here first. Not really.
It's Steve, Terese, and Tim helping you to rise up on Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
We're here on the ground asking people how they really feel about back to school season. I have with me a mother of 3. So, Mom, will having the kids back in school mean a little more rest for you? Mom?
Spiral notebooks, glue sticks.
We'll take that as a yes. Over to you, Terese.
Thanks, Tim. My friend here is a teacher. What gets you motivated for the beginning of the school year, sir?
gotta be the smell of freshly sharpened pencils. And freshly brewed coffee in the teacher's lounge.
About the teacher's lounge.
That's classified information.
Excuse me, ma'am. Steve Smith here from Rise Up. Can you confirm that the wheels on the bus do, in fact, go round and round?
517 revolutions per mile, Steve.
All through the town?
All through the town.
Remarkable.
Hey there, Terese Main with Family Life. You really enjoyed the extra company this summer. How does back to school make you feel?
When back to school comes around, we really are all in it together. A friend you can turn to every season. Family Life.